that he be allowed to proceed. Those in support say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. You may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President, my respected colleagues. The Senate, deeply disturbed by the recent horrific attack on members of the Nigerian Police Mobile Force who were ambushed in broad daylight in Guga, Bakuru local government area of Kastina City, where 3 police personnel were killed and 2 critically injured. Not with grave concern that as at yesterday, Tuesday, 3rd February 2026, 35 people have been attacked and killed across Funtua zone, 24 in Faskari local government area, 8 people in Dandime local government, 2 people in Funtua local government, 1 person in Kankara local government area of Kastina State in less than 24 hours. Mr. President, concerns that the incessant banditry attack on communities will significantly impact food production and agricultural activities, as more than 50,000 farmlands are not cultivable presently, thereby jeopardizing food security and livelihood of the people. Recall that the governor of Kastina State led a delegation of elder statesmen from Funtua zone and Kastina State to pay a courtesy visit to Mr. President, and the issue of insecurity was raised at the meeting. Mr. President pledged during the visit to have a military barrack sited in Malumfashi for the zone. Observe that the criminals continue to exploit porous forest corridors, including the Machi Kanduse, Mike Aswa axis in Kaduna State, Power Hill in Kankara, and Zampara corridor, conflicting rescue mission and interstate security coordination. Worry that continued inaction risks mass displacement, collapse of rural livelihood, and long-term psychological trauma in vulnerable population. Accordingly, resolve call on communities in Kastina and across Nigeria to remain united, vigilant, and supporters of security effort while resisting internal collaborators who undermine national security. Command President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and security agencies for their rapid intervention and urge them to sustain coordinated operation until all criminal elements are flushed out. Urge President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to approve his pledge to create a new military barrack in Funtua zone. Direct the Inspector General of Police to issue the new squadron which was established in the zone to have at least 3 armored personnel carrier to intensify intelligence driving operation, including forest combating cross-state collaboration and community-based intelligence system across Kastina and other hotspots. Direct the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and NEMA to provide immediate relief support to traumatized families and affected communities. Mr. President, observe a 1-minute silence for the memory of the departed soul. I so move, Mr. President.
Let me first of all commend Senator Mutai Endus for bringing forward this motion. I'm not surprised that he has brought forward this motion because I know he's a senator who is alive to his responsibility as the senator of his people. He's always conscious of what is going on in his senatorial zone. I commend you for bringing this timely so that the Senate will look at this issue and deal with it decisively. Mr. President, I'm aware that the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria has instructed that our military will fully be engaged in Kastina, particularly in the Funtua area, to deal with the menace of bandits who are terrorizing people daily in that area. Also, the governor is doing very well. He has a very sound outfit that have been so funded, so armed to complement what the federal military might is doing out there. But these people, the bandits, are so determined to always create problems in that area. What I need to say in this regard is that the military should be up their game. They should up their game and add more force to what they are doing. They are doing very well, and we commend them for what they are doing. They are doing wonderfully well, but the sheer determination shown by the bandits indicate that we need to add more force. We need to bring more technology. We need to deal with the situation decisively. It's not a motion that should be debated for so long. The fact is that the military is doing well, the governor is also doing well, but we need to do more, because we can't allow these bandits to terrorize us daily, to kill and maim people. In fact, that area is a very, very good agricultural area. It can even feed the entire nation. If Funtua zone, there is known for its agricultural potentials, not only food stock, even in industrial inputs like cotton and so on. I have been grown there. So I think what we need to do at this period is to make sure that we urge our military to do. They are doing well. The president, we should commend Mr. President for his intervention to deal with the situation there. But what we need at this stage is to add more force. To deal with these people. The cash crop being produced in that area is something that can feed the entire industrial, the real sector of not only the entire zone, but can also help the entire country. So, Mr. President, I urge my colleagues to support this motion because of its importance. Thank you, Mr. President.
Just one minute, because...
Distinguished Senators, my name is Mohamed Tahir Monguno. I represent Borno North Senatorial District. First and foremost, I want to commend Senator Denduse for discharging his responsibility as a senator representing that senatorial district, and equally commend the Senate for accepting this motion as a motion of urgent public importance. This is a clear manifestation of the fact that this Senate is responsible and responsive to the yearnings and aspirations of the people, especially when it concerns security matters, because security is of primacy of governance. The people that voted us into power surrendered their sovereignty to the government in return for government to guarantee their security. And therefore, one of the primary responsibilities of any government, first and foremost, is to secure the lives and properties of the people. So against this backdrop, this motion is apt, relevant, and germane in the discharge of our constitutional responsibility of legislating for the peace, order, and good governance of the country. Again, as rightly alluded to by both the sponsor of the motion and the Deputy Senate President, that this area in question is an agricultural heartland where a lot of foodstuffs and cash crops are being produced. And as a result of this insecurity, many farmlands has been displaced. People are unable to engage in their agricultural activity, and therefore negatively impacting on food security of the country. Therefore, the directive of Mr. President that a military formation should be established in that area with a view to securing the lives and properties of the people should be implemented as captured in the prayers. So I urge my colleagues to support this motion without much ado and with the speed of light. Thank you.
Senator Zam.
Northwest Senatorial District. Mr. President, I rise to share my sympathies with the people of Kastina, who have also had the share of the killings of our people from enemies of this country. Mr. President, in doing so, I wish to report that in my own side of the country, there has been a tremendous decrease in the rapidity of these attacks, due largely to the hard position taken by Mr. President by directing the military to up their game. I feel really sad that this is happening. Unfortunately, again, while my own Central District has a reprieve, the other district, yesterday from Kwande in particular, experienced the attack where about 19 people were also killed. I think while the enemies are upping their game, I will also join my colleagues in saying that the military should also up their game. They have been doing so well in the last few months, and they need to increase their pace to outsmart these enemies of our country. On that note, I extend my deep condolences to the families that have lost their loved ones and commend the military for doing what they are doing, but urge them to increase their own firepower to stem the tide of these attacks in the country. I so move, Mr. President. Thank you very much.
I remain Senator Ahmed Wadada Aliyu Sarkin Yakin Kefi Magajin Dangin Lafia. I represent Nasarawa West Senatorial District of Nasarawa State. While I align myself to this all-important motion, having known that security is everything, if our society is not fully secure, we will virtually achieve nothing. And whatever has even been achieved could be destroyed. But, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, this calls or takes us to the area in which and for which it will be disastrous, unacceptable for anybody as an individual or a group to go into any form of negotiation with these bandits. Because negotiating with bandits is empowering them on one side, fighting them on one side, and empowering them on the other side. These are people that are driven by dogmatism. They are indoctrinated. And so, changing them within the normal time you or we think is not possible. It is for us, all-encompassing, to face them squarely. While we commend the military, we should also, all hands should be on deck. Intelligence gathering comes before force. If intelligence gathering is well done, force may not even be needed. Because before they strike, you would have been able to demobilize them. And so, my concern is, one, the issue of negotiation with bandits. Because just 2 weeks ago or so, the governor of Kastina State, where this senatorial district falls under, had negotiated with bandits. And today, we have a colleague here crying foul for what had happened to his people. So what has the negotiation translated to now. It hasn't translated to the needed and required peaceful results or atmosphere we want. So we should stop by all means negotiating with bandits, and we should be reminded that security is for all. But we should encourage our constituents that have empowered us to be here to be much more responsive and committed to the issue of security, so as to continue to assist and support the military in discharging its own fundamental responsibilities. While I contribute, I commiserate with the lives, the people of Landuze's senatorial district, and I pray alongside that this comes to an end. Thank you, Mr. President and distinguished colleagues.
Thank you. Let me thank is Senator here with us. And across Nigeria to remain united, vigilant and supportive of security efforts while resisting internal collaborators who undermine national security. Those in support of prayer one say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Prayer two, commend President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and security agencies for their rapid interventions and urge them to sustain coordinated operations until all criminal elements are flushed out of Kastina State. Those in support of prayer two say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Prayer three, urge President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to approve his pledge to create a new military barracks in the zone directly affected by the insurgents. Those in support of prayer three say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Prayer four, direct the Inspector General of Police to issue the new squadron when established at least 3 armored personnel carriers to intensify intelligence-driven operations, including forest combing, cross-state collaboration, and community-based intelligence systems across Kastina and other hotspots. Those in favor of prayer 4 say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Prayer 5, direct the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and NEMA to provide immediate relief support to traumatized families and affected communities. Those in favor of prayer 5 say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Prayer 6, observe a 1-minute silence in memory of the departed souls affected by these insurgents in Kastina State. Those in support of the last prayer say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. So we observe 1 minute silence.